Has your style been feeling a little bit cramped lately? You feel like you're kind of boxed in? Like, wouldn't it be wonderful to be like liberated? Well, guess what? That's what this holiday of Passover is all about. We were stuck in this tight place, and the word for tight place in Hebrew is Mitzrayim. It means a tight, narrow place, which is the word for Egypt. We were in Egypt, which was a very constricting place for us. And we got to be freed. And we celebrate it every single year, and we don't celebrate it as if it happened to them, as if it happens to us. And this year might be the most meaningful year for each of you, because we're all so cramped. We're in such a tight space and have been for so long, and we probably will be for the seders themselves. So this is what we do. We are going to leave Egypt. It's not a story about what happened then, it's about us happening now. But we need to get three things ready. We need to get certain stuff, we need to prepare things, and we need to get in the right mindset. So this year in particular, we're going to be welcoming you into our Passover Seder. So there are certain things that you have to have, whether you're joining our Passover Seder or whether you're doing it yourself. Things that you have to have at your table. Number one, matzah. And I think that every single year people buy between 2 and 5 times as much matzah as they need for the whole week. But you do need some matzah, and you need to get enough matzah, not just for the Seder, but to last you for the whole week. I recommend whole wheat matzah, but we can talk later about that. You need to have a meal with no bread in it, something to eat. It doesn't have to be humongous with hundreds of courses, but just no bread other than matzah stuff, no yeast in the things nothing leaven, that kind of thing. You need to have an egg, a roasted egg, and a shank bone. But if you don't have a shank bone, you can use a beet. You take a beet and you can put it in your toaster oven and get it a little bit blackened on the outside. You need some candles. You need some wine or grape juice, and you need some bitter herbs. Now, we always use horseradish, but we've always, in the past, people used dandelion leaves. Go outside, get a couple of dandelion leaves. They're really bitter. Or you can use romaine lettuce, that type of thing. Some harosset, something sweet. So the harosset, there's lots of variations there. It's a sweet, it can be made with apples and a little bit of juice or wine. It can be made with crushed up dates. Lots of variation on the harosset, but something sweet. And you need some parsley. And it can be, that's the greens that we have. Really, you need candles, but really that's kind of the basic. Go to the supermarket and make sure you have those kinds of things. On top of it, you need a few other things. You need a Haggadah, salt water and stuff like that. But we'll talk about that. That's in the preparation. So this is the stuff that's the stuff you got to get. The stuff that you got to prepare is. This is about getting ourselves ready for liberation. Your first and foremost is to clean, to go through and to see all of the stuff that you have in your house that's chametz. And chametz means stuff that's not kosher for Passover, specifically bread, anything with wheat in it, other than stuff that's made into matzah and then was crumbled and something done with it. So bread things are any bread that you have in the freezer, if you have any breadcrumbs, if you have any fish sticks that have like the sprinkly stuff around the fish sticks, even spaghetti, even though there's no yeast in the spaghetti, it's wheat. Or if you have any things like barley and stuff like that, you don't think of, that's chametz too, those grains. What I'm saying is you got a few choices. You can either, the easiest is you eat everything now in the next few days, or you get it out of your house and you give it to a friend, sell it to him, maybe buy it back afterwards, or take all the chametz and put it in a little cabinet and put some tape over it and say, I'm not touching this for the week of Passover. That's sort of what we do. We try to eat everything, but we never really do. So we seal off a certain area. That's some of the preparation. And when you're done with it, this is a really important saying, a really important blessing to say. You say, I have tried to remove all the chametz from my house. Any which is left is as though it does not exist. It means we can't be perfect, but we're trying. That's a really, really good line. I've tried to remove all the chametz from my house. Any which is left is as though it does not exist. All right, and some people take a little bit and they burn it, before Passover, the last little bit. It's also important you get stuff, you prepare stuff. You'll make the meal, you'll do you'll make the haroset, the salt water. But to get into the frame of mind is important. This is really big. This is the time that God answered our prayers, even though we didn't really deserve it. God was just nice to us and was there for us in a very, very big way. The work that we do to prepare the house gets us ready for the mindset. Before you enter into a Passover seder, look at the Haggadahs ahead of time. Which part of it are you going to focus on this year? How are you going to apply it to specifically this year? Who are you going to have doing which section? That's all part of getting yourself ready for Passover. This is the thing that's easy to forget. What are you going to do for the person that looks for the afikomen? You got a little something for him? Maybe. How are you going to get that ahead of time? But I think you'll come to see, as I've come to see, every year, some holidays you get tired of. Passover, you love on a deeper and deeper level every year. It's really kind of amazing. And if you're ever stuck about something, God has got great things. The thing that we read for Passover, the Song of Songs, very sexy. You can read over some of that stuff. But mostly just the thought of getting uncramped and getting free. And we can do it, and we're going to do it this year. Happy Passover, everybody.